home of the three-piece combos, Pugilism Company. This is your boy Reed, BBS, the Blackbird Sugar. Hey, when life hands you lemons, what do? You make lemonade. The cancellation of the Jose Ramirez, Danny O'Connor bout, it threw a bit of shade on my fight watching weekend, for sure. I can't deny that. ESPN still broadcasted live from Fresno. I believe the co-main event became the main event. Some of the non-televised fights actually got televised. So they made lemonade out of those lemons. But just me personally, none of those bouts resonated. Like it wasn't, I wanted to see Jose Ramirez do his thing. I had even podcasted about his homecoming fight and all of that, and other fighters who did homecoming type of events. And before we could release it, we learned Danny O'Connor was hospitalized, trying to make that weight. Probably for the best, because Ramirez was going to beat the shit out of him anyway. But lo and behold, man, UFC 226, that came to the rescue. And I'm fortunate enough to live in an area where we have a Hooters that shows all the UFCs for free. Free. And shout out to my new favorite Hooters waitress, Miranda. A lot of people, for whatever reason, a lot of combative sports fans have an either-or attitude when it comes to watching boxing versus mixed martial arts. But just for me personally, they both coexist fine. At least in Reed's world, in the world of BBS. To be clear about it, I'm a boxing guy for sure. Like I'm a boxing dude, but I also like mixed martial arts. That's just what that is. I have no issues with either sport. I can easily keep them separate in terms of what I want to watch. So anyway, UFC 226, we had the heavyweight champion Stipe Miocic versus light heavyweight champion Daniel Cormier. As he should have been, Miocic, heavily favored, naturally bigger man. I'm talking like a 5-inch height advantage, 8 inches in reach. He held and still holds a UFC record for successful title defenses. Of his 18 wins, 13 are by KO. Like, Stipe Miocic can fight, man. He's got good stand-up, and he's got good boxing skills by MMA standards. And just putting it out there, any big-ass dude with 4-ounce gloves is a deadly puncher. That's what they wear in mixed martial arts, is 4-ounce gloves. Stipe Miocic is deadly and has proven to be deadly with 4-ounce gloves on. A daunting task, to say the least. You juxtapose that with Daniel Cormier, my man from Lafayette, Louisiana. His ring walk song, It's Always Right Above It, by Lil Wayne and Drake. It's the same song used for the intro of the show Ballers on HBO, starring The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, and Denzel Washington's son. I got my gun in my boo purse, and I don't bust back because I shoot first. That was it. Yeah, that song. I say ring walk, but actually, Cormier sprints to the damn octagon. That's kind of his shtick. He sprints to the octagon, and on paper, it looked like there would be no way Cormier could stand up with Stipe. Longer reach, bigger man, harder puncher. But not only did he stand with Stipe, Cormier bruised and cut him up under both eyes. And 4 minutes and 33 seconds into the first round, he stopped Miocic, ending his 2.5-year reign as the UFC heavyweight champion. They were caught in a clinch, and Cormier landed a right hand out of nowhere that Stipe just didn't see coming, man. Cormier had been landing some uppercuts, so Stipe figured he'd get closer to negate the uppercuts, and that's when, bow, he got blasted with like a right hook, overhand right, It was deadly. Dropped him immediately, and then Cormier did some ground and pound. Ref had to stop the fight. It's amazing, man. Cormier is a short, fat dude. He's got like T-Rex arms. He's built like an overweight, middle-aged dude, basically. Nonetheless, he became only the second man in history to hold 2 UFC world titles simultaneously. Like, that's crazy. Daniel Cormier and the notorious Conor McGregor. Those are the only 2 dudes to ever do this in UFC history. Now, Cormier, man, he's not just some overnight sensation. And despite his build, despite his physique, when you investigate his pedigree, you see why he's so successful. 2-time member of the U.S. Olympic wrestling team, 04 and 08, if I'm not mistaken. He only moved down to light heavyweight once he came to the UFC because his friend and training partner, Cain Velasquez, was the reigning heavyweight champion at the time. Cormier's chief nemesis is John Bones Jones, who this side of Bruce Lee is probably, well, he is no doubt the greatest mixed martial artist I've ever seen. John Bones Jones is. Cormier, he lost a unanimous decision to Jones at UFC 182, but then Jones was stripped right after that because he got into a hit and run incident involving a pregnant woman, no less. Like, John Jones, phenomenal fighter, but he's got this unbelievable consistency in terms of being a fuck up. If anybody can find a way to fuck something up, it's John Bones Jones. So after the incident with the pregnant lady, title was vacant. Cormier won it. Then Cormier had to pull out of UFC 197 because he was injured. They rescheduled it for UFC 200, but Jones pissed dirty for performance-enhancing drugs. They fought a little after that. I think at like UFC maybe 214 or something. And Jones actually KO'd Cormier in round 3 with a head kick. I'm talking like shin bone crashing into the side of Cormier's face, side of his head, all upside it. That started his demise, and John put a little some punches on him and then ground and pound and stopped him. But not long after that, he pissed dirty again. So that fight was ruled a no contest, and it's been expunged from Cormier's record effectively. My thing is, the video doesn't lie. The video's still out there. So the only smudges on Cormier's record is the decision loss to Jones and then the head kick KO, which no longer exists. What sucks about that is it was a very emotional moment for Cormier. He cried like a baby. At first he was asking why the fight was stopped. It was too early, but then they showed him the replay of Jones kicking him. And my man, like, he lost it. He lost it. He was crushed watching that and cried, like boo-hoo cried. Not just tears, but boo-hooed in the middle of the octagon. So bad that the dude who interviewed him, Joe Rogan, later apologized on social media and everything for interviewing him at that moment, considering he may have even been concussed. But anyway, all in all, a nice little filler. Would have rather watched some boxing, but hey, when I say life hands you lemons, what you do, you make lemonade. So thank you, UFC 226, for coming through. Thank you to Daniel Cormier for representing well, showing it ain't all about the physique. The physique is nice, but you can still bang, you can still be a badass, even with a middle-aged man's body. Anyway, y'all, I'm out of here. This is Reed, BBS. BBS. Only home of the 3-piece combos. Pugilism Company. And we out.